This is an interesting video, trust me. It's not just about the product we're talking about today, but it's because it's the first video I'm making in this new studio and this set. And I've been working on this with my team for a while now, trying to set up this place, get new camera, some lighting, sound, treatment of the room, decoration, the new desk, monitors, computers, switcher and recorder cables. A lot of things have been going on here. So all that I'm going to talk about in another video where I'm going to talk about the setup here. It's not 100% done. I'm still expecting some stands and a few light and a few other things coming in the mail in the next few days. And then I would think we're in a good place to keep making videos. And as a way to do the first video here, I want to talk about my phone that I've been using for over a year now. So let's do a long-term review of the Honor Magic V3. I've been using it for over a year now, and let's talk about it. So the device is right here on the desk. This is the Honor Magic V3. Excuse that it's a bit dark. We've not gotten all our lights here, but this is the phone. Let's start with a summary, because let's just get this out of the way. So in case you don't have time to watch the whole video, you can just take your takeaway. So this slide is called the Simplified take. So a summary of what we think about this product, what I think about this product. In summary, it's an absolutely amazing phone. We score it a 9.3 out of 10. That's to tell you that it's really amazing. We really like it. I've used it for a whole year as my main phone all through the year. My SIM has been on this phone all through the last 13 months or so, and yeah, so I can give a feedback. This is not me trying to review a product that I just got in the studio and use a bit and return. This is my daily driver for the last 12-13 months or so, I think 14 months even. So I'm giving you my full detail, and in summary, I think it's an absolutely amazing device. The Honor Magic V5 is out already, and it's an improvement on these minor improvements, but worthy improvement. So when I'm reviewing this V3 from 2024, almost everything I'm going to talk about will apply to the V5 from 2025, and I think the V6 should come out sometime this year, 2026, later in the year. What are the key points for me? And with all the devices we walked through last year, 2025, this is absolutely the best overall phone. And that's a big statement, considering the fact that you have phones like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and things like that. And a lot of great phones out there. But why do I think this is the absolute best phone for 2024, late 24 to 25? It's because it's an all-round phone. All the other slab phones, some of them may beat this in one or two spec, but they can't do everything this phone can do. For example, you can't just pick up a pen, and this phone does work with a pen. This is the Honor pen, and you can't just pick up this pen and write on most of those phones. That is one drawback for someone like me who takes notes a lot, who signs documents and all that. So it works both on the outer screen, you see I can operate it, as well as on the inner screen. And you can take notes, you can write, you can do everything. It works absolutely well with the pen. That is, for me, one big deal. When Samsung removed the pen in the Galaxy Z Fold 7 in 2025, because they wanted to slim it to look like this phone. This was the slimmest of the foldables when it came out late 2024, and this kind of phones provoke Samsung to make the changes we've been crying out for since. And yes, they did it. They brought the phone, the Z Fold 7, to be slim, but then they removed the S Pen features. They say they can't do it, but these guys, Honor has been doing it since the V2, the V3, and the V5. It works absolutely well with the pen, and is this slim. And we're going to talk about the spec briefly. So it competes with a lot of the top-end phone, like I said, in many specs. The great strengths about it are the battery life. It comes with over 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So this is 1 a.m., almost 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm recording this, and I've been using this phone all day, working here in the studio, going out and coming back, and the phone has been on, and I still have 35%. That's a full day and a half. I'm now into 2 a.m. the next day, and I have not charged the phone all day, and this is 35%. That's typically what I get every day on using this phone. I use it heavily, and it takes me all through the day, and I have a few more percentages to spare. So good battery life. The performance is great. Of course, it's a Snapdragon top of the line in late 2024, early 2025. Now we have a newer one, but of course, if you use any of the top end phones at this time, you really don't know the difference between last year and this year's spec, because they're all very fast, very snappy, work very well. The performance is crazy. You really can do everything on this phone. Play games, do whatever, everything you want to do. The chip is extremely fast. So performance wise, it's great. The screens are beautiful, great brightness, great PWM, so that the modulation for your eyes, it's amazing. Let's just put it that way. It comes with a lot of features, and I don't have time to talk about all the features of this foldable phone, but beautiful features and a lot of tech on it. For example, if I can just raise my hand on this and I can take a picture. You see, that's a snapshot already there. And I can scroll the phone. I can do a lot of things. This phone is feature packed. The software is beautiful, works very well. The cameras are really good, like an 8.5/10 compared to the top ends. So it's not, it won't beat your Samsung S25 Ultra or the iPhone 16 or 17 Pro Max. No, but it's close, and that is the thing. It's not beating them on these top end specs, but it's very close for a foldable. And of course, the design, look at the size, look at how slim it is. It's almost the same thickness as your top end slab phones, and this is a foldable. And when it's unfolded, it's extremely slim. And then of course, pen support. Drawback would be what I observed, and that's why I'm doing this review after 1 year. I've successfully cracked the screen, both screens now. So a few weeks ago, it fell from my hand into, and it has fallen a couple of times, so to be fair on them, but it cracked. There's a crack just here, and then few days ago, just days ago, I saw that it's cracked on the inner screen. So it fell from my hand, but I don't know if it's the fall, because this is the inner screen. It's fallen a couple of times in the last few weeks, but then I just observed there is a tiny crack on the screen, so it's getting damaged. It needs to be fixed. I've contacted Honor, and they have given me an address somewhere in the city where I can go and fix it. But so maybe durability may not be one of his greatest strengths, so this is something that could be a drawback. I put mistake there simply because it's possible that this is just my carelessness, because I've searched on Reddit, and a few people have some issues, and a lot of people don't have any issues with durability, so I can't say that, but my experience is cracked, right? So I have to put it there as a possible weakness of the phone. Let's go through the phone quickly as we talk about the specs, starting with the build quality. Basically, I score it a 9 out of 10 because an amazing build quality. When it came out in late 2024, it's the slimmest foldable ever made. It's still one of the slimmest around. If you look at the dimensions, it is about 4.4 millimeters when it's unfolded, and 9.3 millimeters when it's folded. It's just slim and beautiful. And see the gold finish, the leather finish at the back. It's not real leather, of course. The weight, it is just 226 grams. That's like, wow, it's amazing how they can make this type of finish on this, and so slim. This design is beautiful. 226 on the black one, and this one is 230 grams because of the leathery finish on it, which is lighter. As of last year, was lighter than the iPhone. Can you imagine that? And it's a foldable. It's also got great battery life, and still this light at 230 grams. So glass front, nylon back finish, aluminum frame with gold plated on this color. I like it. It's an IPX8, meaning it's water resistant but not necessarily dust resistant, and the stylus support, of course. For the display, it's this outer display is a 6.43 inch display on the diagonal. Of course, it's an OLED LTPO, so it can fluctuate from 0 hertz all the way up. Peak brightness on this outer screen, 5000 nits. That's very bright when it's outside, and it's got this glass protection that is called nano crystal glass 2.0. I don't know how it compares with like the Victus 2, okay, the Gorilla screens. I don't know how it compares, but it's been good. But like I said, it's cracked now. The inner screen is a 7.92 when it's unfolded. 402 pixel per inch is the pixel density. HDR10, 1800 nits when of peak brightness. So performance, the chipset is Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, 4 nanometers chip. It started with an Android 14. Currently, I'm rocking the Android. I think it's Android 16 now. So yeah, it's being supported, but of course, it's not going to be supported as much as the Samsung or the Apple, who are like 7 years plus support. This, I think, was like 3 or 4 years. 4 years of software upgrade and 5 years of support, something like that. So it's not the longest, and that's one of the drawbacks we'll talk about when we talk about the drawback. Memory, it comes in 12 gigabytes of RAM or 16. This is a 12 gig RAM version, and this is a 512 storage. It comes up to 1 terabyte of UFS 4.0 storage. The cameras here, so I like the camera. They take very good pictures. It's not, I think for foldables, maybe the Vivo is slightly better than this from what I hear. I've never used the Vivo, but this is really, really good camera. Now, I don't take a lot of pictures, so I'm not somebody to take a lot of pictures, but the few pictures I've taken on this thing, it is really, really good. 3 lenses. The first one is the 50 megapixel f1.6, and then we have the 50 megapixel f3.0, which is your telephoto lens that can do up to 3.5 times optical zoom, and then we have an ultra wide of 40 megapixel f2.2 lens. They take absolutely good photos. For video, you can record up to 4K 60 at 10 bit, and the front camera 20 megapixel front and back, the 2 selfie cameras on it. One thing you know as you see me switching it, the face unlock and the fingerprint are extremely snappy. I think Samsung and other people need to learn from these Chinese companies how they do that. It's amazing. You lock it, and once you just put it in front of your face, you say it comes on. It's just amazing. I lock it, I raise it up, and it's already on. It's extremely snappy. Audio quality, so sound on these speakers it's loud. I wish I could test it now, but there's no need. Just take my word for it. There's no time. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible, so it's good speakers. I give it an 8.9 in that. There's no 3.5mm jack, of course, in most of these phones. It's got high-res audio connectivity. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.3, NFC support, USB-C 3.1. So great connectivity. Battery life, amazing. That's the word to use, amazing. 5,150 milliamp hour battery. Can do wired charging up to 66 watts and wireless charging up to 50 watts. It's extremely quick to charge. In 30 to 40 minutes, it's fully charged. It's really, really fast charging. The colors, it comes in green and this reddish brown, and also black and white. So yeah, I'm just running through the spec. And in summary, what is my experience of using this phone? Before I tell you my experience, let's talk about the pros and the cons so far. The pros: great design, slim and light. It's top-end specs, very good battery life, feature packed with a lot of AI software things that you can do with this. I like the multitasking. If I just show you that for a minute. So if I take let me take one app. Let's say I take my EcoFlow app, which is my power app, and I can just put it on the side, and then I can take a second app like my security camera app, and you can see that I've got both apps side by side working. And of course, you can bring a third app and float it in the middle. You've got side apps that you can call from the sides, and it also comes up. So multitasking is great, very good software experience on this. But the cons will be like maybe only 3 or 4 years of software upgrades, and it's not very common phone, so you may not find it in your region to buy all the support. Like I cracked the screen now, limited support. If it's a Samsung, I can just run into any Samsung office and you quickly get somebody to swap it or change it out. That doesn't work. That's not very common with phones like this, Honor, Vivo, these Chinese phones. So you have to check around if you have sufficient support. And like I said, one con is my screens are already cracked after 1 year of use, and this just cracked a few days ago. So I don't know if that's just my use case, but something to take note of. Who is this phone for? I think this phone is for somebody who likes cutting edge tech. And when I say this one, I'm talking about the V3 or the V5, which is the latest. For somebody who likes the slimmest, feature packed, great battery life, you know, things that your regular Samsung and Apple would not give you until a few years time, and you want to get it now, the latest and the greatest in tech. You get it from Honor, from Vivo. These are the companies that will give you all these. So cutting edge tech, also for productivity, like I said, pen support, multitasking of apps, things like that. Good AI system with Gemini, and great value for money, because if you look at all what is packed in this compared to a Samsung Z Fold 7, which if you get the same 512 gigabytes of storage, 12 or 16 gigs of RAM, and it doesn't even have a pen support, but it will cost you somewhere around $2,000 US. This is for, I mean, for the V5 you can get it for like 1,500, 1,600, but for this V3, because it's last year's phone now, you can get it for like less than 1,000, sometimes 1,100 and something like that, brand new. That's just a steal. I mean, look at the pretty phone. It's extremely pretty. So yeah, what is the downside? Who is it not for? It's for anyone who's not willing to sacrifice long-term support like the 7 years of software support that Samsung will give you. Yeah, if you're very interested in that. I've used it for 1 year. I don't think I'm going to use it for 7 years, but okay, if you intend to keep your phone that long and you want all the support, maybe this type of phone is not for you. But I think the V5 has a few more years of support compared to the V3. Well, I've shown this slide before. I'm just going to show it again, which is, I put the summary up front first. I'd like to get your view on that. So we score it at 9.3 because of all the things we've talked about, and maybe question mark on durability because the screens are cracked, right? Okay, so before I say thank you for watching and all that, I'd like to get your view on this. If you use this phone, or if you know someone who uses the phone, or you're thinking about it and you have some comments, some questions, or you want to share your own experience while using the phone, please leave them in the comment. Let's get there into the comment section and let's share notes and talk. And if you have any questions, leave it there. I'll try to answer it. It's my personal phone, so I have some experience using it. I'm just going to switch cameras a bit because I'd like you to see this other view of the camera so that I can probably get your view on this. Like I said, we're still setting this place up. So this is a view of a secondary camera that is just up there to see the whole set. I put this camera up there because I want to get into some kind of interaction with you guys. And when we do videos, I'd like to switch to this once in a while to just get you into some kind of behind the scenes of where we are recording from and all of that. And what's your take on it? What can I improve in the lighting, in the views? That's why this camera is there. And I'm going to be switching from time to time when we make videos, just so that we can get into some behind the scene kind of, you know. So let me know what's your view on this? What's your take on this angle particularly, but on the set in general? And then I would say thank you for watching. Please like the video if you like it. Share it if you think you can do that for us. It'll help us. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, so that we can get to know when we have more videos around. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.